If she has this baby, we live with that threat. And I'm not going to. There's no choice about it. She has an abortion. She's got to. You'll need your overcoat. It's quite chilly.
Yes.
There's your briefcase.
Thank you.
Edward, she has to get rid of it.
I know.
I won't accept the risk of humiliation.
I'd be humiliated as well.
You had the pleasure.
You think I intended this to happen?
She may have done.
I doubt it.
Well, in that case, persuading her will be easy. Talk to her straight away.
I may not be able to. Simon's there.
Look, just get to her before the notion of keeping the child really takes hold. She could delude herself into anything. Tomorrow might be too late.
I'll talk to her.
What time do you think you'll be back?
Well, depends on what she says.
Phone me. I'll be here. I'll wait for the call.
Can't get this colour right.
Oh, I love that blue.
Well, you're biased.
No, I'm not. I just happen to be married to the most talented young landscape painter in the British Isles, that's all.
I wish everybody thought so.
Oh, they will.
Oh, come here.
Ooh, how lovely. So this is what married people do?
What do you want?
To tell Gabriel something?
Well, perhaps you could use the phone.
Okay. Gabriel, I've something to tell you which will make you really happy.
It's normal to telephone before calling to the house.
About your family. At least Gabriel is.
Oh, we both are. So, what is it you're bursting to tell us?
Only the best thing that's ever happened to me. Thomas and I are going out together. Isn't that fantastic? When I say going out together, we might not always go out. Sometimes we stay in, like yesterday.
What about Nick?
Who?
Thought he was crazy about you.
Oh, Nick. He's a boy, frankly. He's a baby.
He's the same age as you.
I'm not talking age.
How old is Thomas?
How old is Gabriel?
Rachel's right. There's a big difference.
That's what attracts me. He's your friend. I thought you'd be happy.
Well, I am.
So tell me about him. What was he like at school?
Well, you know, you saw him here often enough.
I was 9, he was 18. You were always going off together. You didn't want me near you.
Well, we didn't like being followed everywhere we went.
I never did find out what you got up to.
Nothing.
So, what was he like? Was he clever?
Brilliant.
I know he was brilliant at music, but was he brilliant at everything else?
He was. He was brilliant and he was sensitive. You remember that?
Oh, I knew he would be.
Good morning, Edward.
Morning, Sam. Anne? Any mail?
Oh, nothing you need look at. Circulars. I don't know why charities ask us for financial support. We're a charity ourselves.
The way of the world, Simon. Anne, could I see you for a moment?
Do you want me to finish this first?
Right, it'll only take a minute. I have been longing to do that.
Have you?
The last thing I ever wanted was to hurt you.
Oh, you haven't hurt me.
Yesterday I upset you.
It's all right.
Said things off the top of my head. I panicked.
So did I. I thought you were trying to get rid of me. I thought you didn't want to know.
No, that's not it. I was worried about what might happen to you. I still am.
I'll be fine.
And listen to me. Listen carefully. I think it is vital for you not to continue with this pregnancy. It's hard, I know, but you've got to think of yourself. The child isn't here yet. Think of the consequences. Think what you'd be up against and the difficulties that the child would have to face.
Don't put pressure on me, Edward.
I'm trying to help. I want you to look at every possibility.
An abortion is a horrible thing. It's ending a life, and I don't think I could go through with it. It would be a nightmare.
Anne, there are reasons for every action we take. No one could accuse you of being hard-hearted. You're not selfish.
I couldn't do it.
You're getting upset.
Simon could walk in here at any minute.
But we've got to talk.
I don't want to talk about this here.
Will you come out with me this evening?
Come to the house.
Well, no, let's go to a restaurant. I'll tell Jessica that I'm meeting one of the curates for dinner. I'll invent something.
All right.
It'll have to be early, though. 7 o'clock at the Oriole?
I've got an artistic temperament too, like you and Thomas.
Perhaps you have.
We'll get on fine together.
Doing what?
Can you imagine Charlie first in the queue at recitals and exhibitions?
No, I can't.
There are other ways of enjoying yourself.
Really? Tell us about them.
Well, for a start, we could go out for a drink and a meal. You and Thomas can pay. I am a poor student.
Oh, it sounds fine to me. What do you say, Rachel?
Eating and drinking with him would be better than talking about him.
Right. I'll arrange it with him then. The four of us. As long as you're sure, Rachel. I won't want you to get bored.
Bored? With Gabriel in the company? No chance.
Okay, fine. I'll be in touch.
You're going to raid your own house?
Yes, I suppose so. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But I want to do it while he's out. I don't relish the thought of a confrontation, not at the moment.
Oh, you shouldn't go on your own. I'll come with you. We'll take Ben.
Yeah, but Mark might come back, and I don't want Ben in the middle of a fight.
Oh, no, he won't be. We'll stay in the car. I'll be lookout. And if Mark appears on the horizon, I'll sound the horn, and we can make a quick getaway. Just like they do in the films. Oh, I think it's exciting.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, I'd love to give Mark the bloodiest nose of his life, but it won't come to that. I'll just keep my eyes peeled.
You're a dark horse. I never knew you were such a thug. What are you two up to? Whispering in corners.
Well, we're not whispering in corners. We're talking in the kitchen.
Why? What's wrong with the drawing room? What don't you want me to hear?
We're going to Oxford. I want to get some of my clothes and some of Ben's own toys, the things he's used to.
I'm going to stand guard.
There are things there that are mine as much as Mark's.
Well, I'm glad you're coming to your senses at last.
Well, you don't mind?
Why should I?
Well, I thought you'd want me to be cautious.
He's cheated on you. He's lied. He's brought you down. You're entitled to whatever's there. You've got the car. Fill it with anything you can move. I don't advise caution, Lenny. Quite the opposite. Take him for everything he's got.
You know, I'm really rather busy.
I'm not.
What do you want?
A coffee will do to start with.
To start with.
I'm sure I can think of something for later.
Honestly, Charlie, I really, really do not have a lot of time.
I'll have to make the most of it then, won't I?
I will get the coffee.
I've come with an invitation.
To what?
A night out with me and Gabriel.
Gabriel?
And the doyenne of insurance. I'm sure she can upgrade you on the claims bonus.
Wouldn't be such a bad thing.
You, me and Gabriel can talk. And as long as we smile at her now and again, pretend she's in the conversation. What'd you say?
Foursome.
A threesome plus Rachel.
Sounds nice. Sugar?
Can't you remember?
Mrs. Radigan, what a pleasant surprise.
Good morning, Simon. Anne?
Good morning. It's nice to see you.
You too. Is my husband in his office?
Yes, I'll tell him you're here. He didn't say you'd be dropping in.
He didn't know. There's no need for formalities, is there? We're all friends here.
Of course.
Jessica.
Why haven't you telephoned? I've waited all morning.
I haven't had the chance.
Have you spoken to her?
Of course I have.
Has she agreed?
It's very difficult.
Is she getting rid of it?
She's very uncertain.
She wants more money.
No, no.
What then?
We're talking about an abortion.
She's heard the term before.
Yes, and she doesn't like the sound of it.
Oh, please. I'm not worried about the niceties of her feelings.
Jessica, if I try to force her, she'll become difficult. I've got to persuade her.
Oh, and how do you propose to do that? When you're in this office and she's out there?
I've got to be very careful while Simon's around. Everything is passed on upstairs.
That's rubbish.
I know just what I can say and do here.
Then say it and do it. I won't wait much longer.
I've asked her to come out with me tonight.
Oh, a candlelit dinner for two on diocesan funds. If the congregations only knew where their plate money went.
I'll try and talk her round.
Like you've done in the past.
But honestly, I don't think she'll agree. She keeps saying she wants the child. It matters to her.
And what matters to you? Not Anne. Still less whatever's inside her. It's your family that matters. The Rattigan family.
I know it does.
Then act like it.
Yes.
Talk to her again this afternoon. If she still won't change her mind, then we'll have to think of something else.
Mrs. Rattigan?
Yes. My husband isn't coming. Edward told me everything. I know about you and about your condition. We have no need to tread softly with each other.
I don't know what to say.
I suggested to Edward that I meet you tonight and we sort the whole thing out. I hope you'll agree that's a good idea.
Yes.
Right. I'd like to order.
Mrs. Rattigan, I know you must hate me, but please try to understand that I never meant to hurt you. I worked with Edward, and we fell in love. There was a time when I could have stopped it, but I didn't. I know I'm in the wrong.
I haven't come to extract apologies. I prefer to be civilized and discuss the problem rationally.
Oh, you're very kind. I appreciate that, but I do feel responsible. I thought we could keep it a secret. I didn't think we'd hurt you.
If you hadn't become pregnant, you wouldn't have hurt me.
I know.
Have you wondered how I feel? Have you thought about me at all?
No, not really. I'm sorry.
I've thought about you. It's a difficult decision you have to make. Single woman with no support, no real career. When I had my children, I was many years younger than you. And pregnancy's never easy.
No.
You'd have no one to share the difficulties and, frankly, no one to share the joys.
Yes, it's very hard.
It needn't be.
If you're suggesting that I abort
I'm
this
suggesting you give it a great deal of thought.
Mrs. Rattigan, it was very good of you to come here. I would have expected you to feel bitter, quite frankly. I don't think I could do what you're doing. May I speak honestly?
Of course.
I don't want to upset you even more.
Don't worry, say what you have to say.
Mrs. Rattigan, I love Edward. I hardly realized until I began to suspect that I might be pregnant. And until then, I thought it was the secrecy that thrilled me. Going out with someone in such a powerful position. But now I know it's more than that. It's the man himself.
What are you saying?
Well, I know it's a hopeless love. I know he'd never leave you. He wouldn't even consider it. I could never be more to him than second best, but he's more than that to me. He's everything. He's the only man I've ever loved. And that's why I want to have this baby. Not just because it's a baby, but because it's his.
You want Edward's child?
I do. More than anything.
In that case, perhaps it's time I speak to you. And believe me, I don't want to upset you either.
Please go on.
I have a list of Edward's past mistresses. Would you like to see it sometime? It reaches double figures. My husband has an appetite for women of a certain type. The type Anglican bishops frequently meet in the course of their work. Slightly faded, slightly lonely, but with no history to encumber them. He's not the sort of man to chase a mother with 3 children. I knew what was going to happen the first time I saw you. I put your name on the list then. And when he told me about it, as he always does, I showed it him, and we laughed. That's the man whose baby you want. The love of your life.
Dad, you should have seen Mary. She sat on the bed and laughed. Oh, I've never heard anyone laugh so much.
Oh, do you know, I feel 10 years younger.
It was when I went upstairs that it all happened.
What happened?
Well, I saw the bed, and I remembered some of the things he said to me there. I was in bed when he told me about Sarah.
I thought you were going to smash the room to pieces.
Oh, I felt so angry I wanted to pull the place apart.
But I said, let's get the clothes and go. And then I opened the wrong cupboard. Well, I was looking for Lenny's clothes.
And there they all were, neatly arranged as usual. All the blue suits, and the grey suits, and the blazers, and the sports shirt, and his ties, his stupid ties on their stupid tie racks, and his shoes at the bottom of the wardrobe. 2 by 2, side by side, preening themselves, all shiny and polished, like him and Sarah, inseparable.
Or so they thought.
Look. I took every left shoe and cut 1 sleeve off every jacket.
Oh, Edward, but do you think we went too far?
Oh, don't talk to me about Christian forgiveness, Daddy. Not now, not while I feel like this. Give me some pleasure. I need the satisfaction.
She deserves it, Edward.
I wasn't going to talk about forgiveness.
Good, because I'm a long way from it.
Revenge is sweet.
Oh, I never knew how sweet, or I would have done it sooner. But there is one thing missing. The only other thing I would have liked to have done.
What?
I'd love to tell Sarah how I feel. Look at her stupid face. Smell the perfume that he bought her. Then give her the most painful, biggest slap across the face she's ever had. One that hurt and went on hurting. Oh, that would be sweet revenge. That would.
Edward used me.
Yes. What else were you for?
You laughed at me.
We enjoyed aspects of the relationship together. Oh, I'm sure there were things he didn't tell me, but I know what you like for breakfast, and I can describe some of the trinkets in your bedroom.
I don't have to listen to this.
Oh, yes, you do.
There are things I could say.
But you won't.
Don't count on it. I have a memory for detail, and you Rattigans deserve everything you're going to get.
Really? And what will that be?
I won't wait for people to ask me who's the father of my child. I'll tell them, loud and long.
You won't.
I'll make sure everyone knows my side of the story. How I was taken advantage of by a man of the cloth. How he courted me, gave me presents, took me to hotels.
No one will feel sorry for you. They'll think you're a fool.
I only care what they think about you. You forget. I deal with the press. I know what they're interested in. And it isn't the Mothers' Union or the toddlers' groups. They don't care what we're doing for famine victims or war orphans. They want scandal. They want a vicar and a choir boy, or an archdeacon and a parishioner's wife. They want a bishop and a secretary, or better still, they want a bishop, a secretary, and his wife. And Mrs. Rattigan, you've handed it to them on a plate. Oh, they're going to love you. And I'll enjoy every minute of it.
Yes, take for 6, please.
Oh, okay.
You gave her proper instructions.
Jessica, what a pleasant surprise. I'd no idea I'd see you here.
How about dinner together, the two of us, before our date with Darby and Joan?
If I don't get this work done tonight, I will not be seeing anyone tomorrow.
I always put work off for as long as possible.
That's because you don't work. That's because you're at school. Us grown-ups have to earn our living.
Oh, I should try being a grown-up. It sounds exciting.
Indeed. I will see you tomorrow night.
Shall I come here first?
No. I can find my own way to the bar.
Are you sure?
Well, if I get lost, I will find a telephone and I will call you.
Oh, look. I'll be home in time for dinner. What a bore. They always ask me how my day's gone. I'll have to tell them I spent it with a sexual athlete in positions I barely dreamt of. I warn you, Thomas, you'll have the rest of them knocking at your door.
You are wonderful.
I know.
She's everything I said she was. Oh, she's shown her true colours.
What happened?
She's going to drag your name through the mud. She won't just tell the church authorities whose baby she's carrying. She's going to tell the newspapers as well.
No, not Anne.
Yes, Anne. Silly little Anne, who only wanted a good time and no strings. Silly little Anne that you could twist around your finger.
She couldn't have said that.
She wasn't mistress material after all, was she? She's got all the reactions of a slighted wife. She hasn't stuck to her side of the bargain.
What bargain?
The bargain every woman makes when she goes out with a married man. It's great while it lasts, but it's over when it's over.
It was all right with the others.
You didn't get them pregnant.
It's not my fault.
No, Edward, it's never your fault.
I didn't mean this to happen. What are we going to do?
Well, this won't pass us by. We're not going to be able to turn the other cheek. She'll call you every name under the sun. Oh, the press will love it. Your career will be the first to go. You'll be a laughingstock.
It won't happen.
Who's going to employ a defrocked bishop? What are you qualified for?
She's bluffing.
What will you tell the family? Lenny? You've given her shelter from a cheating husband. Now your little affair is going to be common knowledge. Oh, won't she feel good? Won't she be forgiving?
Don't, please.
And Charlie? Her friends will be amused.
It won't happen.
I'll tell you something that won't happen. I won't stand by you. I won't support you. You can get out of this house. You can go.
You don't mean that.
Is this your family's home or mine?
It's yours.
Have you got any claim on it except through me?
No.
The children have more right to be here than you have.
You can't throw away 30 years of marriage.
You've thrown that away. What I'll throw away is you.
We can get through this, Jessica. We've got to work together. Please don't leave me.
No. No, I'm not going to have this all blow up in my face. If you can't make her have an abortion, I'll go to the papers first. I'll tell them I found out about your affairs. I'll be the distressed wife. I'll give them the sordid details, more in sorrow than in anger. There'll be no sympathy left over for her or for you.
You wouldn't.
Oh, I would. I would. I will.
Jessica.
Make her get rid of the child. Make her.